You are live. All right. Okay. Hey y'all. What's good? What's up? What's poppin'? It's your boy AJ. I am here on behalf of United Black Element, and I have today with me the beautiful and the wonderful Malik Julian, the producer, the director of And They Were Loved, something that we have been talking about since last October. And so we're finally bringing it out and having him with us here today to talk about the movie, give us some inside views on what he thinks about it, and also just to pick Malik's brain. So y'all know how we get down, y'all know what it is. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. Don't hesitate. Malik is, I hope, not nervous to answer those questions for y'all. And let's get started. What's going on, Malik? How are you?
I'm doing
Can
very well, very well. Blessed. How are you doing?
I am doing all right today. I'm tired. I told you what was going down before we got started, so that's still happening as we speak.
Yeah.
However, we're going to push through. We're going to but yes, thank you so much for being here today, Malik. I really do appreciate it. I do want to tell you that. Um, so with UB, I'm gonna treat it like we do all of our other programmings.
Thank you for having me.
So with you are so welcome. So with you, I'm gonna ask the question that I asked Tuesday. Now, Malik, this is how we open it up, okay? So the icebreaker is, what is your favorite
Okay.
lube? What is your favorite lube and why?
My favorite lube, it would have to be water-based. I don't think I have a particular brand that I like. Actually, Astroglide has had the best results
Oh, Malik be gliding, y'all.
from my
Okay.
personal. Yeah.
All right, y'all. So let's get
Don't
started.
get me in trouble.
Okay. So Malik, we're gonna dive into some of these questions. Are you ready to answer some?
I think there's a delay.
There's like a lag going on here. Oh shoot. Okay. So let me see. So the first question that I'm going to ask Malik is, how did you become interested in directing films?
The question was, how did I become interested in directing? Um,
Yes.
it really started when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I
Hmm.
just grew a very deep love for filmmaking through horror films and like watching like behind the scenes footage of Scream and Halloween. Is watching the directors, the writers, the actors, basically like just bring this to life in Hollywood. I was in Texas City, Texas, and so seeing that just felt like a distant, fantasy. But I was like, who wouldn't want to make movies or be in one? It was just like, who wouldn't want to do this? And so that's how I came into the space of first writing. But I'll tell you a little secret. It actually wasn't until doing In There Love that I actually understood what directing was or meant. It was only like mid point that I realized I was like, oh, you are a director um, of this movie, and yeah, so learning what a director was within this role doing this film, basically.
Okay. So what would you say, like previous to it, like you said, like coming into and they were loved, that's when you start noticing like what it took to be a director. So what was your mindset before that? Or what was it in your head before?
Just probably just somebody that is just like telling the cameraman like what to do. I didn't know that they were just such like the mastermind of everything from every stage of the film. It's like their brainchild. It's like what's in their head. Like everybody's working towards what they want, and I didn't know that until it was me actually doing that for this
Oh,
film. I just wanted to make a film. That was it. Um, so yeah.
okay. Now, let's show the film some love. So, can you break it down and tell the people what is And They Were Loves? Like, tell us like how you came up with the name, what was the vision behind it? What did you what was And They Were Loved? Like, how was it born?
Yes. I can start about how I was born. I was actually sitting. I was living with my best friend at the time in Austin, Texas, because I did not want to go back home to Texas City, Texas. And we were just like talking about the lack of representation of queerness and queer people within the South. And it's around the same time I was being exposed to the ballroom scene out in New York and Philly, just everywhere else but but the South. And I was watching a lot of films, a lot of shows, just really consuming anything ballroom. Like I was super into it, and just seeing like that there was no representation of us like down here in Texas. Um, I was like, huh. And that was with that being coupled with coming into college and deciding that like I'm going to explore my queer identity. I was exposed to like queer friend groups, and I just saw
Mhm,
the effects of young LGBTQI plus people not having a space where they can be safe, have a sanctuary, express themselves, be spiritually free, not tied to spiritual abuse, and just having a space where they can just be themselves. And I didn't know how to exactly create that space, but I knew that coupling those two deficits, I was like,
mhm.
wow, like this is something that I need to see. And yeah, and so what the film is basically a documentary um,
Mhm,
about the queer experience in the South. It follows three queer Black and Brown individuals navigating the challenges of being queer in the South, as well as them coming into their identities and being exposed to very queer forward spaces for the first time in their lives. And this is just showing this portrait of self discovery and
mhm.
the meaning of what it looks like, what it feels like to be loved. And really, it's just, I like to describe it as a visual love letter to the queer community, reminding us that we are loved and
Mhm.
that we are worthy of it, even when society.
Oh, well, I
I
like
don't know.
that.
I feel like it was another question that I didn't answer.
That it was a very great answer, if anything. So I appreciate you for answering that question. Um, when it came down to it, was there a scene that was cut from the final version that you wish could have stayed? And if so, why?
A lot was cut that I wish would have stayed. And one thing I'll say is it's not like a particular scene, but it's
Mhm,
just like the specific imagery of Southern culture in Texas. I didn't really have the opportunity to like really portray that in the way that like I originally wanted to. Um, I mean, I'm fine with the final product now, but we were just not able to like really capture that with the time giving and the resources that we had.
mhm,
Um, but a lot was cut. Aside from that, a lot was cut because of just the time, the runtime of the film. I knew that for this to be like programmable at all in the festival circuit, it had to not have been no more than 40 minutes, and even that is still difficult to program in the festival circuit. And if there's anybody watching and you're a filmmaker and it's you want to do your first film and it's a short film, and you want to like really make it far in the festival world, uh, just know that it is a little difficult to program a film that's more than like 20 plus minutes. because you're taking up space for other films that they could be showing. And I heard that from the mouths, multiple mouths of different festival programmers.
Okay. And
Just
so,
caveat.
so with that, how when you and the cast members or the cast and the crew would have disagreements on set, how did you guys handle those?
Conversations, like real conversations.
Mhm,
Um, I just the way that I approached the cast in the very beginning was I wanted to have a trusting friendship because I knew that coming into it, I'm going to be betraying their personal lives. I'm going to be asking certain things that touch on like the innermost parts of themselves and their past and their traumas.
mhm,
And I just knew like I just knew in me that I needed to establish a friendship so that when we are filming and there is some like disagreements that are happening that we can just be completely real with each other and just having the conversations and not having any filter. Like I tell them like don't sugarcoat nothing, like tell me exactly what it is so we can reach a solution
mhm,
because we know that beating around the bush really doesn't get what either parties really really need.
mhm.
um so I come from a place of service to them first, uh, and I believe that's what helps a lot with like the conflict and the hesitation for certain things. And yeah, I just really try to create a safe space.
Okay. We also here at UB like to create safe spaces, so I hope that you feel safe and comfortable within the environment to talk to us or me myself personally, like you are right now, and like how we have been behind the scenes. So I know that you and I have went over what a what our questionnaires will look like, but even to just touch off of that a little bit, can I ask you like what was it like growing up for you? Like what was your childhood like? And growing what was your childhood like, and what was it like growing into, like you
My
said,
childhood,
coming into
for
the
the
gay
most
scene?
part, it really.
It is a lag. It is a bad lag.
Can you restate your question? Yeah.
Yeah. So my question was, what was your childhood like? And then what was it like merging into the gay scene as you were coming into yourself?
Oh yes. Period. Um, I had a good time during my childhood. Just being a kid.
Mhm,
My mother raised me. My mother raised me. She sheltered me from a lot of nonsense,
mhm,
just of the world. And I recently actually like came to the realization, just being an adult, I'm like, whoa, I don't know nothing about that. Um, but yeah, I had a really good time, and I knew that as a child that there was something rhythmically not always in agreement with the environment around me, if that
mhm,
makes sense. Especially in regards to my identity as a queer person, like a child coming into a queer body. Like there's
mhm,
so much misinformation that you're already grappling with, like so much, and that being homophobia and just transphobia just ingrained into our culture, into our media, into conversation within our families at dinner tables, being the butt of jokes, just a lot of damage taking place for like young queer people, young people who are growing up in queer bodies.
mhm.
You're exposed to a lot and it's hard to deal with. And that was me. And it wasn't really until I saw Pose. I'm not gonna lie. I saw Pose in 2018. That really like showed me that like like my full self exists. Like seeing Damon on that screen, I was like, whoa, like that is me specifically with all the layer, the intersection, the black, the queer, the man, the love for family, the desire for family. Like that was me. And yeah, and like watching that and seeing family, seeing ballroom in the context of like the family dynamics of it all, that completely changed my world because I love being around my family. Like I love just company. In my family, my blood family, that was not really, that wasn't really a thing. And it
Mm.
was hard. It was hurtful at times. You know, I was yearning, I was always yearning for that silently. And just knowing that like I can be a queer person and I can go into this culture, this ballroom culture, and I can express myself by opening up all the things that I suppressed for 18 years. And I get to be around people like me and we're like a family together. It was just like a part. Like, I was like, child, sign me up. And so that seeing Pose and having revelation and coming into college and then being exposed to queer friends and all of that and actually seeing the ballroom culture, that all of that is tied into this film. Like no funny, like completely tied into it. Like this film was because I was going into this person, you know, that I have always been.
And I appreciate this answer. Like the way that you just broke this down, it's the same. I would say, like, I had a similar experience when I first watched Pose. And I'll never forget, I think I was like 3 years in of living here in Texas. And so once Pose that came out, I was still trying to figure out who I was, and I was still trying to figure out how to navigate through ballroom as well. And so with that, once, like you said, once I found out like how I could just put myself and be here and also merge it all together and it's a big melting pot, like for myself, I'm saying, like it was beautiful at the end of the day. Like I loved that. And the feeling, like you said, everything that I've been holding back and like the person that I wanted to be. But I wanted to be a video vixen when I first seen Mystical's video, the It's So Long. And I was like, oh, like you said, but knowing the spaces that I was in at that time, it wasn't acceptable. It wasn't anything like that. But then coming into ballroom and seeing like the men or however those queer men identify, how they're able to express themselves in heels, wigs, skirts, everything that I used to want to at one time be in, like I'm able to do that here, like it was dope. It's a lovely thing to see, and it's also a liberating thing to see, because it's like, damn, like it's cool to see other black and brown individuals especially living life like how I want to live and living the life that I'm living. So I applaud you for that. And I thank you for actually touching on that, because baby, Damon lived a life. He lived a life, and I can understand it. Like I truly, I can't connect with each thing that happened to him, but with a lot of things that happened, I do understand the sentiments, and I think a lot of us can take away from that, and just from Pose in general itself.
That is so true. That's so real. Thank you for sharing
Yes,
that.
no problem. I thank you for bringing it up, because
I'm gonna rewind this. I'm gonna rewind that. I'm gonna look back on this. I'm gonna watch what you just said again. Yeah,
because baby, I'm a video vixen now. Did you know? I am. I was in Seven's Hoochie video. You're gonna see me in my leopard print short shorts and heels. But yes, so I get to live. I'm living my dreams.
Good. Good.
But no, so let's hop back onto
Yeah.
these questions. So when it came down to it, what inspired you creatively of making this film? I know we kind of touched on it, but specifically for And They Were Loved, what made you say, like, I want this person, I want that person, and then I want to follow them for this documentary?
Hmm. Yeah. I was really inspired by the age range of each of the subjects because I knew that they were going to bring different perspectives
Hmm.
with the age and also with ethnicity and also with one of our subjects, Hakundo, he's living with HIV,
Hmm.
and that was something I was like, I first of all, I need to hear this story, and the world needs to hear this story. And so I was just really inspired by the pre-interviews that I did with really just Hakundo and Marcus. I'm gonna touch on Zion later, but Hakundo and Marcus, I was inspired just by their stories. During the pre-interview, like, well, yes, they're the ones that like kind of brought out the language and the movement and the colors. They're the ones who inspired it. It was their stories. And Zion, on the other hand, it was just something that I just felt deep down in myself. I still can't explain it. A friend just told me who they were, just generally, and I was just like intrigued. I was like, I have to know this Zion person, and I found them on Instagram, and we just started talking. We were just like talking, like two friends, and something just came over. I was like, I want you to be a part of this documentary, and she was the only one that out of the cast, like she was the only one that did not have to pre-interview or anything. I was like, I know, it's you, and I didn't know her story or nothing. So for her, a lot of what is being revealed in the film is the first time that I'm hearing it too.
Oh, really? That's dope. Okay.
During the
So
filming, yeah.
I like that. Malik, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Malik, no shade. Since last February, if you remember what last February was, if anybody in the Gulf Coast remembers what last February was, that's when Malik threw the church ball. And I want y'all to understand. I remember I had called you, Malik. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember I called you just to ask you about the categories and the way that y'all, the categories were written for, correct me if I'm wrong, Malik, they were written in terms of Black history or to celebrate Black culture, if I'm not mistaken. And so, and so we had it at a church. And if you guys understand like how symbolic a church is within Black society, Black culture in general, I really wish that y'all could have felt like the energy in that room. And then we get down to Malik's LSS. Oh, that baby was in a pulpit, y'all. That man was in the pulpit voguing down. And I bring that up to say, like, Malik, the inspiration and the creativity that you come up with and the way that you inspire other people is really, really beautiful. And I don't know if you get that enough. And I don't know if people have told you yet, but I am sincerely proud and happy for like the things and the opportunities that you're exposing people to. Because again, like for us to come to Central Texas, and it's no shade, y'all. I'm just being as honest. They said, Snooki said, we keeping it real all 2024. So the thing about it is when we go to Central Texas for balls, a lot of times it almost seems, what's the word? It almost feels like there's more of, it's a diverse presence, but you do feel that the Black culture isn't as celebrated there. I will say that, in my opinion, using my I statement. I will say that like it is, we do see our brown individuals, like, our Hispanics and everything like that, or, however those individuals identify. But it's not the same feel of when the Central Texas or Central South Texas comes to like Dallas and everything. And so to see that to see what you put on, Malik, and how you made it church, like literally you made it church for everybody. Like that was a beautiful thing. And so to take that and then now to see that you took something that you love, ballroom, and you connected it with people that you grew to love and learned to love, that is a beautiful thing. And I don't think like we're looking at that picture. I don't think that we're looking at it like that. I think some people are looking like, oh my gosh, she made a movie. That is so dope. But when you break it down and you see like how each person, like how you connected each and everybody, and including yourself, Malik, look what you have done. Oh my God. You are a mastermind. Oh, you didn't think that this interview was going to be like this, did you? So no. So I want to give you your roses and everything. Yeah, come back and look at this. Like you said, you're gonna like this. But it's like, but I just want to be honest because again, I'm sorry, y'all. I know me and Malik keep going from question to personal to live to questions to personal to live, but I want y'all to understand like there has been with me personally, there has been so much going on professionally and personally. And like I said, me and Malik have been talking about premiering this movie, this documentary, since at least like late October, early November. And so Malik has been so patient. Malik has been so kind throughout this whole process. Now we did have to push it back a little bit. Again, we keeping it real on 2024. But even with that happening, Malik was still available. Malik still made himself kind enough to understand like shit happens and that's the truth. And so just seeing that you had the patience with me, I can only imagine your patience with directing a whole film. So I commend you, I applaud you, and I really do appreciate just you as a person. Now I know that probably could have been last, but Malik, I had to get that out because if you would have said one more thing during this interview, I was probably gonna shout. I was probably gonna start jumping up and down because I just hearing the way that you speak is so it's so poetic and it's beautiful. I didn't think that you was gonna start like this. I didn't think you was gonna be answering questions like this. So it's like I love this. So we got to do more of these. But I'm gonna ask you about like two more questions, and then it's gonna be open floor for just you and I just to have dialogue if you would like to. But my next question would be, what is the most rewarding part of being a director?
Baby, it's that final upload that when you the export when you have that film on the big screen in the dark theater
Mhm.
and all your hard work is on that screen. Not even mine, but just the team, like it's not hundreds, but so many people labor, like all of the labor of love poured out onto the screen, poured out into the sound mix, to the color, like to just the stories that are being told, like just seeing that all of that come together and creating one experience.
Mhm.
And this was just like kind of like a sliver of an idea at one point in 2019. Like yeah, I want to do this, and for it to just be a final product, like, and so like all these people are watching it and they're responding to it, and people are emotional, they're crying, they're thinking, they have so much, to say after. It's like that that is the most, satisfying part
Okay. Yeah. I
of
can only
directing.
imagine being in the theater.
Having one piece of inspiration that really only comes from the divine and it turning into something, a physical final product that's impacting people and serving people.
It's you. I love that. So let me ask, like, when you saw When you saw the opening credits and when you saw the ending credits, what were your feelings?
Oh, it was kind of like, oh, that's a good question. It was. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can put into words, but
Let me
it
tell
feels
you,
like
I
an
know you're
a
about
very
to
light exercise.
cry.
No, it is emotional for me because going through the ups and the downs, and there were a lot of downs.
Mhm.
I dreamt of the end credits, like of singing in the theater. Like I was like, but just when that film ends, like I know that's like gonna make it all worth it, and that's the feeling that it gives. It's like ah, it's done. You know, and actually remember we did a rough cut screening
Mhm.
at the Art Hills Festival in 2020. Um, but I'm a crybaby, so that's neither here nor there. But like, it's emotional. I love it. I love it.
Okay. So those are all the interview questions that I had. So do you mind if we like jump into Malik's life a little bit?
I do not mind. Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
I didn't hear
Well,
the last part of that question, but I think I know what you're at.
okay. So let's start off with some soft things. Like we're gonna start real soft. And it might stay soft. But what pronouns do you use, Malik? What are your pronouns so we can make sure that we're respecting you?
Primarily he, him, his, but I am not restricted to any other pronouns, and I acknowledge the privilege of being able to do that.
Mm, okay. All right. Let me see. Malik, what's your zodiac sign?
Cancer.
That's why you're emotional. I get it. I understand. So, what month of the Cancer are you? Are you
You said
a
that's my
Are you a June Cancer?
July.
Oh, you're really emotional. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But no. So, Malik, are you dating anybody right now? Are you single? What's that look like for you?
I am single for the Lord.
Real Access Hollywood tease. I love this. Real Beyonce about the situation. That's dope. No.
Oh!
I want y'all to know, like, me and Malik have built, I would say, like a nice friendship. And even before this, if you guys don't know, Malik is in the House of
Yeah.
Lepore. What's your position in Lepore? Are you the overseer?
Overall overseer.
Overall, okay.
Mhm.
So Malik is the overall overseer of the fabulous House of Lepore, who was founded by Mother Natalie. And so just seeing that the work that they have done, just those two together, has
Legendary.
been, again, the legendary, the mother of the year, the mother, okay? She puts on and she shows out. So, Mother Natalie, I thank you. Thank you for loving on Malik. Thank you for sharing him with us. And thank you also for helping him display his talents the best way that he can because, baby, he's been doing it. And so I just love that. Malik, y'all heard it here first. Malik is a Cancer. He's single. He's the overseer of the household, the overall overseer. Excuse me. You got to put some respect on those titles. And so, we could still just catch up with Malik anywhere. Malik, where can they find you as far as social media goes?
Well, you can find me on IG at Malik JLN, Facebook Malik Julian. But if you go on there today, you'll see that I will not be active for a little while. But I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Are you taking a social media cleanse? Mm. Yeah, because I need to take one too. Unfortunately, due to this job, I cannot. I'm keeping it real on 2024, y'all. I do not mind. But with UB, because I am an outreach and a social media coordinator, it's hard to disconnect. So a lot of times I still see y'all stuff, even when I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. When I turn it off, I got to turn it back on, and it still shows up with everybody and everything. But no. So Malik, let's talk ballroom for a little bit because we both are in ballroom. So were you able to watch The Coldest Winter Ever?
Oh yes, honey. Yes.
Did you watch The Coldest Winter Ever?
This lag is crazy.
This lag is absurd. You did it?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I know. I did watch that. I think I watched that other one, the tag, the tag team when they had the tag team. I watched that one a little bit of it. But
was that the face category? You know they had tag team all night, child. It's okay. We don't have to talk about The Coldest Winter Ever. It was a lot of
oh no, that was the one
controversy
before.
that they talked about. Y'all, I hate this lag. Please pray for it. Malik, what questions you got for me? Do you have anything that you would like to ask? I want to open the floor for this is a conversation between the both of us.
Oh, okay, fab. So what else are you in? Nike.
You see all those shoe boxes over there? They all say Nike.
Period. What how did you what was the process like of you knowing like, okay, this is the category for me. This is what I want to do.
Whew. Okay. Picture it, circa 1999. I'm playing. But when I first came into ballroom, I was an Old Navy, so that was my first house. Originally, even just spectating ballroom, um, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to be in it. Like I just knew I wanted to be a part of a house. I just knew I wanted to do something, and I just knew I wanted to be fab. That was really it. Um, when I had my induction meeting with Old Navy, I remember within the induction meeting, they're like, okay, well, let's just try some stuff out. And so they started with performance first. And so I was like, I don't think I could do none of that. What's next? And so then they were like, okay, well, what about runway? And I was like, let me see. And so once they started showing me, it was Jet. If you guys know who that is, Jet, Trixie. Jet was the one who actually introduced me to All American and showed me like what the walk consists of, how you're supposed to do it. And so once I was like, oh, so all I gotta do is just walk like I'm on a runway for real. And it was like, yeah. So that's how it broke down. That's how we did it. And I started that, and then I lost touch with it because I just felt like it wasn't I didn't connect with it. And after like I had heard some things or like the comments on my walk, that's when I was new to ballroom. I couldn't take the criticism, I couldn't take the heat. But I was just like, damn, like I lost that spark. And so it wasn't until I left Old Navy and joined Nike and I had a conversation with my leaders there. And my leaders was like, okay, well, if that's what you started with, instead of jumping around, solidify yourself. Make sure like, you know, like that you are actually known for something. So even like at the end of the day, if you have no wins, if you don't do anything else, what do people know that you do in your category? Like what like make people know that you walk that category. So I stuck with All American runway. And now
Ian,
Jesus Christ.
isn't it?
My
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
My
yeah,
God.
just like that.
Of the year? Do y'all know how long I wanted this?
Okay. Oh snap! Oh wait, I didn't know that. Congratulations.
Thank you. So yes.
That's
Yes.
fab. What?
We
Of the year.
yes. And I want to say, like, you know, like it takes time, y'all. And I know that Malik can attest to this, but like you don't go into ballroom. Let me not say this. Let me say it like this. You should go into ballroom with a clear and open mindset, as well as being able to take constructive criticism. If you cannot take that, if you're not going to be able to understand that not everything is shade, I'm sorry. In my opinion, ballroom is not for you, love, because we're literally getting judged based off of other people's opinion. So if I don't like it, I don't like it. And that's just that. But that does not mean stop. That does not mean quit. That means, okay, well, I'm gonna make you like something, bitch. Oop, sorry, y'all. Y'all know, keeping it real all 2024. But that's the truth of it though, you know, like that's what it is. That's ballroom culture, y'all. We say all these words, so excuse me, it just comes out naturally now. Okay. But um that really is how I got into that category. That's how I found out that that's what I wanted to do. But now, and it's not to say because I am of the year that I am no longer wanting to do runway, but now I'm ready to go into something else. I am ready to venture off into another category. What else you got? Talk to me. I'll talk back. Oh my God.
Is your face?
I've been suggested to walk face, but I'm in my own head about it. I'll be honest. I'm in my own head about it.
Cut that out.
Mm-mm.
Cut that out. Get out of that.
I'm trying, but I have been in my own head about it because it's just like, especially after watching the coldest winter ever. Like, if y'all didn't see,
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
if y'all didn't see the way that they act, the way that the face individuals within that category carry themselves, you have to have confidence on a whole nother level. Like I don't, and I this is again my opinion, my I statement. There are categories in ballroom where yes, on at all times, but face, in my opinion, is one of those categories. The moment that you enter the room, you have to be on, because once you get to that like once you hit the runway and once you're in front of those judges and you're battling, you're selling your face. You're selling the best part of you. So it's just like, how can I make you understand like my face is better than his or hers or whoever that it may be? So it's just like I'm not there yet. So I'm building it. I am building it, but yeah, that's where I'm at with it. What other questions you got, my love?
I really can see you like really getting your feet in that category. That's great. In Dallas. And yeah, I can see you like really training.
No
Dotting your
shade.
I's, crossing your T's.
It
Figuring out
was you, Malik. I just had another, y'all. So let's throw it back. Let's throw it back. I don't know if that's the. Is this the ball? All right, y'all. We're gonna take it back to the elders ball. We're gonna take it back to the elders ball. And if y'all were
Oh,
there,
God.
if y'all were there, now that we talk about face, so y'all, they were like, the category called for whoever was walking face to basically bring it and present your face in an old school way. So if y'all watch face, y'all know they do the whole poses, they break it down. So they were getting rid and chopping the people who really weren't bringing it. But can y'all guess who was in the back, ready for it, ready to sell? I have, since I've been in this region, since I have been in the Gulf Coast in the 3 years that I have sold face, I mean, that I've been in ballroom, the way that Malik sold that face that night, the way that the category was written is literally how Malik brought it and how he sold it. Did you win that night?
I did not win that night. Your brother, what Nike? What's his name?
Oh,
His
my
name is
bestie,
escaping me.
Chris.
Chris. Yes,
So let me tell you, now
he got me.
this is ballroom, y'all.
But
This is ballroom.
yeah,
You got your best friend, and then you got a friend. You could go up for both of them. You could go up. And I'm gonna tell y'all, the thing about it is, I love Chris Down. Chris is my best friend, but Malik stole the moment, and that's what it's about. Y'all see how I remember, and it's no shade to my best friend. It's not shading him or discrediting his win or anything, but I remembered what I remember Malik's moment, and that's what ballroom is about. So instead of y'all trying to rush for these statuses, instead of y'all trying to rush to be fab, make a moment. I have now shouted out 2 moments of Malik's. So again, these are the actual steps to becoming legendary or to becoming that girl within ballroom. So again, you just have to make sure that you're on. So that's where we at with that. But yes. Oh my gosh, Malik, this has been a time. I didn't. What else you guys? Is
you're
that
really good
all?
at this.
Am I? I am good at this game, and I didn't even know it. I could be the next Carlos King.
Yeah. Um, I do. I got one last question. It is ballroom related. I guess what is your long term goals for ballroom? Like you live in Dallas, you're in the house of Nike, it's the Kiki scene, and
Mhm.
you're watching the coldest winter ever. You seeing what their girls are doing. Like what is it that you want to do? Like your craziest, hairiest, scariest goals and dreams for ballroom. Start your father, like an organization, a business, like what I wonder what that is for you.
Oh, well, because you asked. No, I'm kidding. Um, my
Mm-hmm.
biggest, my long-term goal, my biggest goal for ballroom would be, of course, I'm going to be icon. I'm going to be an icon. And I want to be an icon in both scenes. So Kiki and mainstream. I want to be an icon. I'll be okay being legendary too, but I do want to be an icon. Um, and when it comes down to it, I want to explain, and I'm sorry, I'm not derailing, but just explaining from how I've understood and from what I've been learning along this journey is you're legendary for your category. So if I choose, for example, to continue with All American and I continue to make moments, I continue to get these wins and X, Y, and Z, that is what will make me legend. Being an icon means that I am now promoting and helping my community. I am now doing things within the community to help them better to reach the status of wherever they want to go. So I feel like I'm in the right direction so far. I feel like I'm in those steps so far. I mean, I see half of y'all throughout my week, and so I just hope that I can continue that process. Um, Any Emily, to answer the question though, I do want to open like a venue spot for ballroom, like so that way we do have more spaces and opportunities to host functions, balls, whatever that may be. And I also want to start, getting having more unity in the community. So I know like before last year and the year before last, we were real big on that here in the Gulf Coast, and it would be if we had a ball in Austin or San Antonio, we would usually just link up after and just have a kickback, have a good time. And that to me is unity in the community. That is what should be placed after. So in that way, like regardless if I lost to Malik, y'all, like I could still go over and kick it with him and be like, well, girl, I'm gonna sit you the next time. And then we still key and talk about personal life, still talk about what a friendship looks like between us. So like however that may be, however it may goes. But end goal, I want a venue spot, I want to be an icon, and I don't I want a leadership position eventually. I just know I'm not there right now. At least for me, because I just want to take this time I want to take time to build myself. I want to take time to place into myself before I try to place it into other people. And so I'm still trying to get all that together. I'm still trying to, be in the kitchen and cooking with myself. So that's really where I'm at with life. That's where I'm at with ballroom. And so, yes, if you guys are interested, y'all can always come down to United Black Element here at the Resource Center. Well, I'm not here at the Resource Center, but at the Resource Center. And we got Vogue Academy every Friday, y'all. It's open. It's the proper and the perfect place to come, look stupid, look funny. We're a no judgment zone. So this is literally a practice space. I am no better than anybody. So I am still learning myself. I'm letting y'all know that up front and I'm letting y'all know that now. So feel comfortable. We also do little things throughout the week as far as hosting our core groups on every other Tuesday now. Core group is a collective body of people who come together and we just brainstorm ideas that we want to see within our community. So if you guys want to see a party, if you guys want to have watch parties such as Malik's, if you guys want to have um the newest thing is they want to have a watch party for Zeus Network and baddies and all that. And I got to come up with a way to make that happen. So it's just like we literally can make the sky is the limit, y'all. You guys just have to help us help y'all so we can help each other. So that's really it, y'all. And Thursdays is our real programming day. So, and I'm sorry I took this away from Malik for a little bit, but just to let y'all know also, like this is what UB is for. Like we empower people as such as Malik. So that way we can go ahead and premiere his movie. We can premiere y'all stuff. We can show up to the places that we need to be because again, like we are here to uplift our black culture. We're up here to uplift our black leaders, our black youngins and all that. So let's just continue that. Let's continue like the love and the camaraderie that we're showing each other. And again, it's all love. It's no tea, it's no shade. It's just literally all love. So whatever y'all want to see, I'm here for. As y'all see, that's my personal Instagram. Malik gave y'all his. So if you guys want to reach out to him, if you guys want to reach out to myself, whoever that it may be to make these things happen. As y'all just heard for the last hour, it wasn't easy for Malik to become the director. It wasn't easy for Malik to just get out there and say, "Oh my gosh, I just want to make a movie." No, he put in the work, he put in the time, and he showed up for it. And he showed up for his people to make sure that the magic happened. And it happened. And it's still happening. So we just got to make sure that we keep coming to these places. So, in those words, and with this closing, I'm gonna just let y'all know one last time. I appreciate Malik so much. I appreciate you. I really do. I have grown to love Malik, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I almost started crying because I thought because y'all it really is one of those things like where I feel like the world is in a climate today of where people don't understand how to just be nice. People don't understand just how to be patient. And again, Malik has displayed all of that within this short time frame of of us just personally meeting up with each other each time. And each time is so warm, it's so welcoming. So I'm gonna close it off with Malik. Thank you for being here today to do this with me. Thank you for allowing us to help you with showing this premiere and getting it out to the people. And I can't wait. So, y'all, Saturday, 8 o'clock at the Resource Center, 5750 Cedar Springs Road, Dallas, Texas. We will be premiering And They Were Loved on the big screen in our auditorium. And it is going to be fab. We're going to have movie snacks. We're going to make it as comfortable as possible. Malik, the cast, and the crew will be there. They will answer all the questions if you guys have any. And we're just trying to make this the best thing that it could be for them. We're just trying to make this the best experience that they can have. So, with our people, and while it's still Black History Month. So, thank you, Malik. I love you. I can't wait. I'm going to call you right after this. And then, yes, y'all. We will holla at y'all later. Thank y'all so much. Malik, you got any closing words?
Yes, just like really quick, I just wanted to say that I love you very much, AJ. I deeply, 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 deeply admire and appreciate what you do for the community. It is not easy to show up at the capacity that you do on a consistent basis. And I just want you to know that I see you and I see your hard work and just your dedication to uplift our community. And like we need the AJ Walkers of the world because not everybody can do what you do. I can, me included. So I just want to say thank you for holding this space for me. Be consistent with us. Local Dallas because we haven't had the opportunity to show it in a city like Dallas, and I'm really big about this being of service to the community. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here and to help people on their journey, just becoming more into themselves, just in this life that can be really hard. So yeah, that's it. And I can't wait to see y'all on Saturday.
Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. Well, we are out of here. Thank y'all so much for being and tuning in with us today. We will see y'all Saturday. Bye.